Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we have another beautiful tree in front of us. This is a Ficus Virens tree which I acquired around 5 months ago. It is a very beautiful specimen and has many things which are going right and a few things that have actually gone wrong and we need to correct that. Today will be the second time I'm going to work on this tree. The first time I did a lot of hard pruning. So let's see what we have and what is in store for us today. Let's start getting into the pruning of this beautiful tree. As you can see, it has got a very beautiful taper to it. Starting from where it is, I would estimate that to be around 3.5 to 4 inches all the way up to the top, which goes to somewhere around 1.5 inches. And the roots, the aerial roots, which have just gone around the tree and held it like in its clutches, looks beautiful. Now when I got this tree, the branches were extremely long, and like I said, it was not even kept in a pot. It did not have any pot, and the branches were as tall as it can get. It went up to a very long height, and the leaves were far away from this beautiful trunk that we have over here. So I chopped it back. As you can see, there are almost stumps out of all these heavy branches, and I did that for a reason, for getting new branches and getting this tree into shape, which it wasn't. The potential of this tree was extremely high. When I looked at it, I couldn't believe that a nursery would leave this tree on the sides and not realize what it is worth. The person was very happy to sell it to me, and this is not a very old one in my collection. I've had this for maybe around 4 or 5 months, and it was just growing in one corner of the nursery where it looked very neglected. But with the potential, I thought it is something that we should work upon. Let's go ahead with pruning of this particular tree. Okay, starting with branch selection. Anything that is inwards need not be there, and that is something which we can get rid without much thought. There it goes. There is the branch that I was looking for. Now, the reason why we are pruning this is if we don't, the growth, the energy of the tree would get diverted to growing these branches longer, which is good to a point, but once you've decided which branches you need, it's very important to prune it back so that you can let the growth concentrate on the branches that you need. So that's what we are doing today. There cannot be multiple branches coming from the same spot. So let me first reduce the size so it's more workable. We'll decide about everything else a little later. Let's go with one branch at a time. Let's focus on this particular branch and decide what we need and what we don't. I think the branch does not need to go to that height. Now that we have branches coming in much lower, we can start to have the tree grow from this side and the leader is anyways over here, so we don't need this to be so tall. So this one has to go. I think I'll make a cut somewhere here. Yeah. I need to get the cut paste. Okay, I got the cut paste. This is the one that I have. I got it from a different country. It's not available locally. Now, quickly let me apply a little bit of paste, which can go over here. It's a bit too much. And if you don't have this, just use normal Fevicol. It really works. I have used it in the past. You don't have to worry about this paste. Alright, let's continue. With that done, I think we need to finalize what branches remain and what don't. There is one low branch which looks pretty nice, but we got a better one over here. I think we'll go with the one slightly higher and not keep a parallel branch. It is also growing away from the viewer. I envision this to be the front, so let's take the bottom one out. There's a root which should not get affected. I'll just chop this branch off. Okay, so we have this branch, we have this one, we have that one, and we have one which is exactly behind, growing inwards to an extent which we don't want. So let me take that off. Yeah. Okay, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 branches. Sometimes even one is enough, but when we have plenty, we can always select the better ones that we want. Okay, I think that is a done branch. Let's prune the shoots to get some ramifications instead of them growing harder. This one we will chop it off here. We want to concentrate the growth a little closer to the trunk, so it builds ramification and we can have some branches later from these main branches. I'm also keeping in mind what direction the branches take while I cut them. Okay, this branch is done. Let's go to the next one. Very quickly, let's decide about whatever is happening over here. Now this one is a branch that I intend to keep for sure, and it will not come at the viewer when it is done. So for now I would like this branch to grow in this direction, so I might keep this one instead of the big one, but the big one is already coming very vigorous. So sometimes we can offset the decision, but here we've got to decide. So this one I don't anyways need because it's coming to the viewer. Cut that back, wrong cutter. Okay, I like what this one is doing. This one I do not like that much. I'll take that off. Okay, this is coming from the same place. We don't need to. I think I can take this off. Yeah, it's too close to the trunk any which ways. I'll take that off. I think we are done with this for now. Let's move on to this one. Now there's a lot to talk about this one. This is where things don't go according to the plan. It did not. I was expecting some growth to come from here, which it did not. I chop back, assuming that something is going to come from here and it can take the shape. But what I've learned over time is that you cannot expect to always win. Sometimes the nature would win, and here is a classic case of what the tree did what it wanted to do instead of what I wanted it to do. So there's so much potential in terms of what can still be done. We have a shoot over here which can, it's a very tiny shoot. Let me zoom into that one. Okay, with that zoomed in, as you can see, this is a very tiny shoot, but it is going to die off very soon if the energy keeps going to the other branches. So it's important for us to concentrate the energy and give there a chance. So that's what we're going to do. A major cut is what we need over here. This one had potential to be like this, but because this is present, we do not need the help of this branch to manipulate it and take this shape, which is a possibility in the worst case scenario, but we have a better scenario with this one. So I'm going to chop that off, and first I'll make a small chop here so I can look at it and see what I'm doing. I think we're on the right track. I will not go very close to this so it dries off. I'll make sure that I do not allow the other branch to grow and take away this node. There it goes. Okay, let me apply some cut paste. This is a bit more paste than I would ideally want, but yeah, let me keep it here. Okay, now we need to select the branches that we need here. This one, let me zoom out a little bit. Okay, this one we need, these two we don't. It's crystal clear, but we have the apex going on beautifully. This is a center of attention for the viewer. As you can see, it will have a lot of interest when the viewer is looking at the tree from this angle, and this need not be there. This can be there as branch growing this side to fill up a pad over here. Yeah, so I'll keep just one of them for now. And the good thing is we can always prune it off later, but this obviously has to come back. This is quite a mature branch compared to some of the new shoots, so you can cut it short. Okay, all right, and even this branch, which is what I'm going to keep, needs to be pruned back. Okay, looks a lot better now. At least gives us clarity on what we are going for. There's only one branch that needs some kind of wiring, which is this one. We'll get to it. Let me sort out the apex. What is very clear, beautiful shape, but yeah, I'd probably love this to be a lot thinner, but I think when the other branches grow in vigor, that will just become a part of the trunk line of the tree. Yeah, and again, when I had pruned it, if I had come a little shorter, this would have looked maybe a lot better, but you saw what happened when I came shorter on this one. I cut it here and nothing grew. So you always have that risk that you take, and I think it paid off well in this case. I wouldn't have this branch if I had come shorter, possibly. Okay, so that can stay there. This one needs, there is no node. Oh, there is a node over here, so I can actually chop that off a little earlier. There are two nodes, one here and one here, so this can go so that we can concentrate the growth. There's one over here. I hope it's visible. I'm talking about this one. I don't think it's visible in the camera, but this is the one. I want to remove the top node. Okay. Now things are getting pretty clear. This is basically a dead part of the, I mean, it's not dead. It is not required because there's no node and B have a branch growing here. So I'm going to take this off here, and that is right in the spot I need it. This is going to be in the apex of the tree. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 branches. Let me zoom into that one. Yeah, I think you're able to see it now. I don't need so many branches. This one, very beautiful branch has to be there. This one, also beautiful. In fact, that is good. In that can be the apex instead of this very obvious one, straight line. Anytime there's a straight line in bonsai, you stay away from it. Now that's not a hard and fast rule because sometimes the straight lines can become curved with just a strong wire, but here better option is this one. I don't need this one, so I'm going to cut back almost to the node, but I'm just thinking, yeah, there are some small scales. I think I need to spray down this tree once after I'm done today. This one looks pretty good and can gain some ramifications. Okay, tough one to decide. Let me just sort out the back branches. There's one over here and there's one over there. Which one do I need? I obviously do not need more than 2 or 3 because it's all growing from the same spot. In fact, the reason I'm thinking of taking this one off because it's very close to this node, almost beside. So I'll take this one off. Yeah, makes it easy for me to decide. Alright, there's 2 in the back. I'm going to go with one. I'll go with the one which is here, which can be manipulated later on. There's a small shoot that's coming over from here which I do not need. I'm going to take that off. Okay, this branch is sorted. The one below is definitely a good one to keep. It's going to fill up this void and turn this side. The video went out of focus for pruning 2 branches. I didn't do much. I just took out one branch from behind here and I've cut this one back with a small node which needs to go. I was going to do this one. I will chop this off here. This one is, yep, this on the video. This one doesn't have too many I mean it has nodes, but the leaves are quite far away, so I am thinking to give that branch a chance to grow a bit stronger. So I'm not going to prune this today because anyway there are some scale insects. I don't want to kill that branch. Okay, that is about the pruning. I'm going to wire this one, but before I do that, does it need to be so long? It does not, but we'll keep it because that's how it's easy to wire. I'm going to speed this up. Okay, here is the wire cutter. No matter how tempted you are, do not use your pruning tools to cut the wire. The aluminum wire is soft. It will get cut, but you'd lose the sharpness on your tools. So let me just cut the wire to length. I hope this is in frame. Yep. Okay, this is it. You see how I wired it, and it can go behind. Yeah, I think once we get new shoots, it will give the tree a very good look. Okay, this one is done, but it's too straight, isn't it? How about this one? Yeah, it can come a little bit forward. When the branches are soft, we can take the advantage of bending them the way we want it. All right, this tree looks almost done. Let me pan out. I do not. This branch can be wired. Okay. Okay, now let me give you a pan out shot and see how the tree looks. Alright, I think that looks nice, and that is about all that we have for us today on this channel. Thank you so much for watching. Please do subscribe. I noticed we have 95% of the views on the channel from non-subscribers. Still very early days for the channel, but I hope that if you like it, please do subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much. Have a nice day.